Yes, this is Smart Means Business. I'm Jerome Posonko. Quite excited sometimes. You know, when you're working in a situation or in an environment that gives you happiness, memories, and everything. It's like when you're working in a happy mood and enjoying a career that you love most and being paid for just doing what you love to do is clearly a better move either way. Follow me up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jerome Posonko, as well as Facebook as well. And meanwhile, this weekend I will actually host my first Twitter space. Yes, I'm supposed to be hosting. I want to host my first Twitter spaces. I'm going to be hosting it, and I hope you'll be joining me together. We're going to talk most things about business, and I want to talk about social life as well, and how is it laying an impact, because we've had a number of issues in regards to business has, in regards to the social aspect of it. What do you ever want to do in life? What is one thing that you will definitely risk to do as per that particular channel? Because, you know, life is sweet when you have money, but life is timely, and life can actually change within a blink of an eye. You can actually lose that life. So hold it preciously, celebrate it, make sure you use your age productively well. Now, did you know Kampala City Council Authority is set to rename a city road after the deceased businessman in BMK? And following Parliament actually coming together in an agreement to rename Wampewo Avenue after Dr. Burahim Mayanja Chibilige for the work he has actually rendered to the city, with the fact that he has actually employed a number of youth, employed a number of Ugandans, and also making room for other investments in the country, and also making sure that he strengthens the social and economic aspect of the country. He has actually been a very renowned businessman who was actually being loved by most of the people. And let's take a look at this particular report in regards to BMK. I'll be right back.
BMK passed on last week, leaving behind a business empire stretching across East Africa and some parts of the world. He has been eulogized as a generous and honest entrepreneur whose business inspired several people. The Kampala Member of Parliament, Honorable Muhammad Nsereko, has raised a motion on the floor of Parliament to rename Wampewo Avenue after the name of Haj BMK, so as to remember him for the good things he has done for his country and the business community.
Ekino ekiteeso kiri mwoyo mulungi. Wampewo oluguudo BMK kwatadde investments ze, aweeredde abaana, azimbye amasomero, ayambe mu byobulamu, agabye emirimu, empaya ye weetudde, really mu abantu ng'abo mubasasulamu ki. So ekyo tuyinza okukola. Kakati tulina Avenue Kimasi yakola ki wano e Uganda. Hannington yaleeta ki. So ekyo kiri mwoyo mulungi. Abantu baffe abakoze katubabbulemu ebintu byaffe. Era tusaasira family, naye at least legacy were erinnya lye terijja kufa.
During BMK's burial on Sunday in Kowe, Wakiso District, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Ms. Anita Monk, told mourners that Parliament would pass a resolution to rename Wampewo Avenue after him. However, Kampala Lord Mayor Erias Lukwago later noted that while renaming Wampewo Avenue is a brilliant idea, it's the mandate of KCCA. According to Clause 6.10 of Kampala City Road Naming Guidelines issued by KCCA's Directorate of Physical Planning in 2017, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Cabinet, Parliament of Uganda, KCCA Council and Division Councils may be presidential order or special resolution assign or rename an existing road. Members of Parliament all agreed that Wampewo Avenue should be renamed Haj BMK. All appreciated what the late BMK had accomplished. Yes, he lived his life.
To appreciate the late BMK was basically to take stock of the contribution of what the late has done in this country, given his humble background and his generosity in terms of what he has provided, both to the country and especially to the future generation. We have seen him engaged many times going to universities, to talk to people, to younger people about his story, how he started from Masaka and how he has grown to become one of the biggest entrepreneurs, not only in Uganda, but in Africa. His heart to give back, his heart to share. He has been one of the biggest employers here in Kampala. He has played his civic role of paying taxes and contributing to humanity. So we really thank.
So today we are here in the parliament. We moved the motion for our lady who has really served this country, who support investors and who bring economy in Uganda. So I really appreciate. And then as a member of parliament, we thank him so much because this is very good example then to others. So we appeal then to others to follow this example because it's not easy that the person like him who started from zero now then has done very good work. So we encourage him. Even at my constituents, he got a very good land. So he's going to also build the hotel in Arua, which is Africana. And then I welcome. Then this is a very important project, and I appeal to the children then to unite and work together and follow what their father has left.
The Uganda part. Yes, tuwulira bulungi nnyo era tusiimye nnyo the parliament olw'okusiima Dr. BMK olwa contribution gy'akoze okubanga bamusiimye ne bakkiriza okukyusa oluguudo lwa Mpeewo Avenue ne balutuuma amannya after his name. Tusiimye nnyo, tusiimidde ddala, tusiimye na government okubanga batusupportinga. Era tusaba eno enkolagana gye tulina eyongere mu maaso, and we promise to keep the legacy of BMK. We as the people in the management.
However, Honorable Chiaga Hildeman thinks that it would be a good idea if they would name him on the new road that has been constructed. This is because names like Wampewo had reasons as to why they were named, and we have to keep them too.
I think much as we don't know why roads were named the way they were named, I respect it that it has history. So Dr. BMK needs to be named after a road, but I'm not a fan of those who want to change names for the roads. There are many new roads upcoming. So I would think if we are to celebrate Dr. BMK, we name him after a new road that is under construction. But what if another BMK comes up in future? Are we going to come back to parliament and then rename the BMK road into another person's name? So I think we need to leave history, because that historical background is very important. We know somebody just needs to interest himself with why the road is called Wampewo. About the services, for me, I'm from the art industry. Is one of the people who uplifted the face of music. When we talk about corporate events, we used to organize shows in local remote areas. But when we wanted to tap on the corporate world, we had to advance to best venues. And he's one of the people who risked his venues, because art by then was looked at as a dangerous industry that could not welcome everybody.
With all said, family of the deceased appreciated the Parliament of Uganda for what they have done to honor Haj BMK.
I want to thank the Parliament of Uganda for paying tribute to Dr. BMK and renaming the name, allowing to rename the name, the road, Wampewo Avenue, to Dr. BMK. I also want to thank the government and the president for having worked with supporting the BMK group, giving us business, creating environment that has really enabled BMK group to work and grow to this empire. I also thank all the members of parliament.
So happy with to be honored in the parliament, and the appreciation, the work, the good work our brother have been doing for the nation, and the support he has given the nation. I'm happy that they have recognized and honor him as a man who was doing all he can for the nation. So
It is known that Haj BMK died of leukemia cancer and left a lot of businesses, country like Hotel Africana and the New Africana in Moroto, and he contributed a lot of employing people of the country. The debate to have all city roads renamed after local personalities still ranges on, and in this case of naming new roads, it is a requirement that naming submissions contain a brief background of their origin. Developers of gated or restricted entry developments that contain internal roads may also apply to KCCA for approval of these internal street names.
All right, now that is regarding the parliamentary report and KCCA, of course, to clearly see that we celebrate a renowned businessman. You see, these are some of the moves that government actually lays on board to see that businessman wabat food deco okumujjukira tumuwa omanyi mu nsi ezimu ezaakulaakulana nedda va kuzaffe ezigezaako okulaakulana kale tuli mu gezaako. I'm not saying it in a mocking situation, naye tugezaako era, and I think ojasangayo enguudo. One of those bigger challenges that I've actually found in Uganda mno, and why online business is actually facing a problem, nti omuntu ajja kugamba kati nganza ajja kugamba mbeera Kawoto, bambuuze Kawoto which road, I tell you mbeera Kawoto, Kajjansi Kawoto, nga tewali tomanyi lane semanya street eno Wampewo street. You understand? You know, those are some of the things that are in the residential areas of Naguru, Ntinda, Kololo, man. So clearly Parliament has actually come out with an appeal to see that the Wampewo Avenue is named after. It's actually named after BMK. Around that particular Wampewo Avenue, there is a BMK house. There is also the renowned Hotel Africana that all belong to BMK. And some of the businesses that have actually been more sounding than others. However, he has actually been having most of the businesses as well, and we continues to say may he so rest in eternal peace, as his businesses are still playing a huge part in the economic part of Uganda. All right, now omuntu omwajja kugamba abannayuganda temuli bangu oba abannayuganda bajagujagu. I remember one of the biggest worries when Crane Bank was actually getting out of service before DFCU eventually took over the outlets of, actually took over the branches of, and actually took over Crane Bank and its branches. Most Ugandans are actually claiming those that had savings with the bank, they did not actually have it. Now in this continuous saga of the Diamond Trust Bank, DTB, most of the Ugandans are now basically rushing to actually get off their savings before anything else happens. Where did this actually come from? The Uganda Road Magistrates Court has withdrawn criminal summons earlier issued against several Diamond Trust Bank directors in the 120 billion Ugandan shillings case with businessman Hamis Chigundu. Let's have more of these details.
The court had on Tuesday issued criminal summons against the bank's founder Aga Khan, together with Massimo Muhammad Deveji, Group Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director DTB Kenya Limited, Vagesi Thambi, Chief Executive Officer DTB Uganda Limited, and John Sitakange, Head of Credit DTB Uganda Limited, over theft and other 4 counts, including making false entries, financial ledgers, electronic fraud, uttering false documents, and conspiracy to commit a felony. However, on Wednesday, the Buganda Road Grade 1 Magistrate Valerine Tuhimbise withdrew the criminal summons after DTB lawyers faulted the move and argued that the matters in question are already before the High Court and the Supreme Court, and that the summons were issued without full knowledge of the relevant facts. The DPP also directed businessman Hamis Chigundu to give all reasonable information pertaining the proceedings and furnish all documents in his possession or under his control to her office. DTB recently filed an appeal against a ruling by the Court of Appeal in the Supreme Court. The court is yet to set a date for hearing of the case.
And DTB recently had filed an appeal against a ruling by the Court of Appeal in the Supreme Court, and the court is yet to set a date for the hearing of the cases. Meanwhile, The DPP also directed the businessman Hamis Chigundu to give all reasonable information pertaining the proceedings and furnish all documents in his possession or under his control to the office of the DPP. And clearly, as we were actually seeing into the situations that DTB is out there, if you do have your savings with DTB, I think it's high time you as a Ugandan focus more on seeing that you head to DTB and see that you get that money. We don't want to hear these stories of, you know what, I left my money with DTB, I need to get my money back. I mean, no one is going to follow up on that story if you don't follow up on your savings. I'm not saying DTB is getting out of business in the country, but I'm just doing some reminiscence in regards to the situations that have been making headlines in Uganda. In regards to the FCU and Crane Bank cases, and you've actually been saying the saga here as businessman Hamis Chigundu is actually reporting DTB to actually see that they pay him back his money. This is Smart Means Business. We mean business automatically, and this is Smart 24 TV, where we drive your business. I'm Joram Posonko, and I'm really here to say we are driving and bringing home your business. www.smart24tv.com is the official website. If you do want to follow us more in regards to the business stories that we do air here, as well as YouTube, Smart 24 TV Space Live, hit the subscription button, add us more. We are on the road to 200 subscribers. Why don't you make it happen if at all you're watching TV right now? And Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Smart 24 TV. Follow us. Give us your feedback in regards to the stories that are making headlines as we are heading into more of those stories. And for this particular moment, I'm heading into a break. When I return, I have more in regards to business, but we're heading to the sports scene. Keep it SMB.
Smart 24, driving business.